Hello everyone. In this video, we'll discuss how do you prepare for INICET or the AIMS PG in the next 45 days, which is going to be held in the month of November 2021. Myself, I'm Dr. Aditya Gupta. I secured rank 17 in All India AIMS PG entrance examination back in the year 2018, and I'm a 2012 batch AIMSonian. Currently, I'm doing my DM in pediatric oncology from AIMS itself. So let's begin. Now, first and foremost that you have to revise is, since you have only 45 days, you just have 45 days left for the D day. There's absolutely no chance that you're going to do any new material. There's absolutely no way you're going to do any new material. Don't do any new material. You just have to focus on revising. Revise. The mantra is to revise. Now, how do you revise? For that, you need to have notes. I'm hoping that everyone watching this video has a good set of notes, a good set of their own handwritten notes, because your own handwritten notes, they are a must have, and in this, because of this own handwritten notes, you will be able to revise well. If you don't have notes, you won't be able to revise well. Or you can have some review book which you have done thoroughly. From the problem with books is that revision takes time, while from notes, revision is very fast, and hence you can revise multiple times that you will take from a review book, for that matter of fact. So the point is that you should keep on revising notes, but revision is useless until and unless you practice with that revision. And how do you practice? The Q bank. It can be any Q bank, for that matter of fact. Prep ladder, Marrow. In fact, even your handwritten in the notes, the question in your review books. But make sure you solve at least 100 to 200 MCQs daily. The reason I'm saying 100 to 200 MCQs daily is because your entrance examination is going to consist of 200 MCQs. So in the next 45 days, make sure you get into the habit that how you're going to actually appear in that entrance examination in the INICET on that day. I used to personally practice the entrances, the question 200 MCQs or a certain set of MCQs around the exact timing exams. For example, if the exam is going from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., then at this point of time, I used to make sure that I'm doing some amount of MCQ. So I'm subconsciously prepared for the exam, even on the day of exam, that my mind is wired to give MCQs during that time of day. Also, it's important to practice MCQs because there will be at least 20% repeats. And if you mark a repeat wrong, I'm so sorry, your ranks are going to drop drastically. Marking a repeat is crime. No other person is going to mark a repeat wrong. So if you mark a repeat wrong, your ranks are going to drop down drastically. Now plan ahead. So you have 45 days. I'll say try for three revision. If not three, at least two good revisions are necessary. Now how do you go about a revision? You move from good to bad, and you move from good to bad. 30 days, 10 days, and a final revision in 5 days. For those who find this daunting, another set of schedule can be you would do the first revision in 35 days and next one in 10 days. But you have to make sure in the last 1 week to 10 days, you have to revise the entire syllabus. If you don't revise the entire syllabus, you will be marking the easy questions wrong. And if you are marking the easy question wrong, your ranks will decrease. Now, I understand that INICET is a lot about concepts, but even for concepts, you need to have certain basic knowledge, certain basic facts that you need to remember. And what happens is, in this preparation, we tend to learn so many new things. Okay, even basic facts sometimes you don't tend to remember if you haven't revised them in the last 7 to 10 days. So make sure you do at least one good revision of the most of the subjects in the last 7 to 10 days. Now I said good to bad. Now what is good? Good is basically a subject which you have better retentive capacity, which you like, which you tend to score well, and you would have known these in the past 1 year preparing for NEET PG. So you do this first, and then you do your bad subjects. Bad subjects typically of students is that of anatomy, that of pharma. Now what will happen is, because there will be poor retentive capacity as far as these subjects is concerned, so you have to revise them 1 week before the exam, so that इसके जो easy questions आते हैं, you don't mark them wrong. अगर इनके easy questions आएंगे, you mark them wrong, you'll feel guilty. इनके easy questions को mark नहीं करना wrong. अगर तुमने last के 7 days में हल्का सा revise किया होगा, you'll make sure you mark the answer of these questions right. Next is focus more, as far as INICET is concerned, more on pre and paraclinical as compared to clinical subjects, because clinical subjects के जो clinical scenarios हैं, pre and paraclinical information हो जाएगा. और all those questions you will be thinking are clinical subjects, actually में pharma, या फिर पैथ के क्वेश्चन होंगे, जैसे ये क्वेश्चन क्लिनिकल सब्जेक्ट से क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो जाते हैं. सो प्री एंड पैरा क्लिनिकल सब्जेक्ट के क्लिनिकल सिनेरियोज आएंगे जो एक्चुअली में क्लिनिकल सब्जेक्ट को कवर कर जाते हैं. प्लस द गुड थिंग इज बिकॉज हम लोग क्लिनिकल यूजली थर्ड एंड फोर्थ ईयर में सब लोग पढ़ रहे होते हैं, क्लिनिकल सब्जेक्ट्स की रिटेंशन जो है ना ज़्यादा होती है. एंड फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड ईयर सब लोग भूल चुके होते हैं. एनाटमी फार्मा किसी की ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं होती. इन सच अ सिनारियो इट इज़ इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू रिवाइज these pre-clinical subjects like I said before in the past, right, 7 to 10 days before the exam. Last, there are few topics that I will let ये हर सब्जेक्ट के लिए इंडिविजुअल होते हैं, बट लेट्स से आई कम टू माई ओन फील्ड पीडियाट्रिक्स फर्स्ट. डेवलपमेंट माइलस्टोन्स, जेनेटिक एंजाइम्स, उनके जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर्स और उनके एंजाइम्स में जो नहीं होती है एंड ऑल दैट, यार ये चाहे कितनी बार भी याद कर लो, you tend to forget. No matter how many times you revise, let's say, lysosomal storage disorders and exactly which enzyme is there in which lysosomal storage disorder, what exactly is the development milestone at 2 years, 3 years. And this is me speaking as a pediatrics postgraduate, by the way. I'm currently doing my DM. Even now, you will keep on forgetting the development milestones at the exact age. But the point is, they will definitely ask a question on this. So make sure ये जो high yield topics हैं, ये high yield topics हैं जिन पे एक या दो question definitely आते हैं. Make a list of them for each subject. And you make sure कि if they're easily forgotten, you make sure you revise in the last 2 to 3 days before the exam. So I made a list. So development milestone, enzyme, forensic medicine में IPCs बार बार पूछते हैं, पॉइजनिंग और उनके एंटीडोट्स, इनके टेबल्स होंगे. अनाटमी में easy questions जो आते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू हैव टू जस्ट मेक श्योर दैट यू रिवाइज इट देम इन द लास्ट 2 to 3 days. जो इमेजेस होती हैं, नर्व्स और उनकी इंजरीज, ब्रेकियल प्लेक्सस की इंजरीज, दूसरे कॉमन नर्व्स की, योर फेशियल नर्व की इंजरी, इन चीज़ों को यू मेक श्योर यू रिवाइज इन द लास्ट 2 to 3 days. मेक अ स्मॉल लिस्ट ऑफ टॉपिक्स विच आर वेरी हाई यील्ड बट easily forgotten. So this is my tips and tricks to make sure you crack the entrance examination in the last 45 days. Good luck and all the best.